Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for adults with migraine with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents, on average, 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Ask your doctor and visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to deliver the freshest food right to your door. That's why our drivers are pros. Our trucks are refrigerated. And when it comes to low prices, we always deliver. With $20 off your first order of $75 or more, there's no better time to get in on the action. Mission accomplished. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Remember how everything works?
Yes.
No,
yeah,
apparently
it's
not.
crisp.
Mike
well, I didn't turn
on.
the mic on. I didn't turn the mic on, but I missed
He was testing me. No, he was testing me. That's rightfully so.
No, that's good. I did. I was proud to find out that only one of the knobs on the end of my headsets was stolen. One of them was still there.
Oh, just one. Okay, good.
One
You had some left?
I had two headsets ahead. I had two pair of headsets in there, and both of them had the what do we call it?
The adapter.
I call
adapter.
it the condom, but
yes.
That's not the right word.
Did you successfully pack up what you were supposed to pack up?
Yes, I did, and I think maybe Paul Black, having heard my curses of the past, put a little less material in there because it fit pretty good.
Oh.
The trouble is, the top part has got the big foamy thing. There's a big foamy thing.
Sure.
You put your stuff in the top part of it, you put it away, and then you're supposed to take the big foamy thing and push her down in there and click her on so it's tight.
Yep.
I've never been successful in doing that. So I basically had to get somebody, hold this here while I put the other stuff at the bottom, and then we'll gently go down, and it worked pretty good.
I see it as a silver briefcase, and he has to handcuff it to the handle and the drop-off site.
That damn thing weighs 80 pounds.
Yes, it does. It is heavy.
It is.
That ain't going in the overhead, was it?
Oh, no.
No, he had a
FedEx.
secret drop-off point. Yeah.
FedEx. Yep.
The Red House loves the blue paper, and then he has to drop it off.
But you know what? Air-free this year. I don't think we had a
glitch,
even a 5-minute loss of power or anything. It was perfect. I think maybe what we've discovered is the two guys whose name is never spoken anymore, who work in the morning, were screwing it up because they were always down.
Don't tell me that feud is continuing.
Oh, the schism lives on.
Is the schism wider? The two names in the morning who shall never be spoken?
Right. Yeah. First, I had to think about that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know where the schism stands.
I was asked about the schism in the hallway the other day, and I said, well, I don't know. That's a feud between you guys, but I got to tell you, he's coming home Thursday, and there was some nervous looks shot my way.
Well, you try to be helpful, and they basically... Right. They line you up and they say, come over here, and they kick you right in the groin, man.
Right.
Hard as they can.
Well, they're still young enough to not know whether you mean it or not.
The big news
It's like they say, hey, Pat.
The big news, De La Salle's 6 straight state championships have ended. Columbia Heights, 71. De La Salle, 69.
Wow.
Today,
Really? It just must have happened.
Yeah, just 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
The island is silent,
the island
huh?
is...
Wow.
They've not, the new coach will probably be getting heat because Thorson left and went to Drake and you know.
What is this Columbia Heights team doing though? They must really be good, or they found a way anyway. I don't know anything about them.
They are good, but I don't know a lot about them either. But they win today. What I didn't even know is I don't even know how it works. We're having the semifinals of 3A and a 4A today, apparently.
Yep.
Even though we're not done yet with 1A's first round.
Correct. Right? We still have to. So they get a little weekend time on Friday, and then those guys get a day of rest and come back for the championships on Saturday.
But
it is weird.
But Friday night is when you might get some people to go to the games, and we don't have our teams playing.
That's true. That's true.
3A and 4A. So tonight we must have the 2 4A semis then.
You got Eden Prairie and Cretin Durham at 6, and you got Apple Valley and Forest Lake at 8.
Forest Lake won that game. I never heard. That's a major upset.
The Rangers?
Let me double check. Fact-based.
I thought Forest Lake was playing Apple Valley. Yes. In fact, the headline...
I'm sorry, Apple Valley and Lakeville North.
Lakeville North, okay. Yep. Lakeville North has had a very stout basketball
Can
program.
my Loyolas beat Nevada?
Yes, they can, but I'm kind of split on that because Eric Musselman coaches Nevada. Yeah. But
I have no allegiance to Eric Musselman.
It's hard to root against... In fact, you were just entering the sports writing field when Bill was leaving, right? You guys hardly passed
we didn't.
in the night.
No.
So, because he left in the spring of 75, and you were just you were becoming a sports columnist about right then, right? 74?
76.
Oh, okay, you missed him. Mm-hmm. Well, he was an interesting cat, and this kid's an interesting cat. You know that when he won the opener.
Oh, man.
In a thrilling fashion. Mm-hmm. They won the opener in thrilling fashion. They've had 2 nice comeback victories. The last one was historic.
They were down 22 points.
Second largest comeback ever.
Wow.
But they decided to have the camera in the victorious locker room, and I'd say Eric got 6-7 words out before we had the
director
F-bomb.
Frantically screaming, cut.
Well, he used it the way it's supposed to be used, as an adjective.
Right.
Or an adverb, How about
Did it
that?
make it to TV?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Clear as day.
And this time, I think the next time they showed some video, but they didn't have
We
the
had
audio.
the sound off.
They had the sound
The only time I'm going to forgive the F-bomb is if Sister Jean uses it.
Yes, right. By the way, did you hear what was reported to us by, who do we have on?
Brandon Lang?
No, about the nun who revealed that.
Oh!
Who do we have on?
Oh, who was
2
that?
days ago. Myron.
Yes.
Myron.
Yes.
She didn't pick Loyola in her bracket.
No.
She put her buck in and she didn't pick Loyola to win.
Oh, no.
In fact, one of the players was asked about that. I don't know if it was an ESPN piece and they said, "We forgive her."
Yeah.
Basically, it's okay.
Well, this Porter Moser, who was a big buddy of Rick Majerus's, he was Rick Majerus's right-hand man with St. Louis at the end there. But he said when he got hired 7 years ago, he got there, and the first time he went to his desk, there was a written scouting report on the team by the nun. Really? She left him her scouting report on what he had and what he had to go get and to improve. And,
one of the prop bets tonight is how often the camera will focus on her.
Oh, yes. Well, it has been quite a year for old gals. We had the one Millie at the
Super Bowl.
Right.
We had Millie,
and then Philly had their answer to whoever that 98-year-old or 100-year-old guy was.
And then, of course, Sid got the bow. Now, that's not a gal, but Sid got the bow at Kirk Cousins. And now this gal, and who else? Somebody else I'm thinking of. It's been the 90-year-olds are doing dang good. What do we call them? Nonagenarians, is it?
Septuagenarians?
No, it's a Nona, but I'm not sure how we would nonagenarians.
Non-factor.
Nonagenarians, I think.
They're not genarians. They're humans. Human beings that are... They're not from Germany. They're not Germanians. Germanians.
Germanians?
I know there's a whole bunch of them because somebody said there's about a Brazilian. There's a Brazilian of them. Well, that's a lot, right? Or is that just a country?
That's a lot.
Hey, Mr. New, he does Trump?
He doesn't do Trump. He doesn't.
He's working on it.
No, I think he's married.
2 days ago, John Dowd was like screaming, and today he quit. Huh? Mm-hmm. Although he found a new guy.
Well, Trump. The latest is Trump and Biden are going to have a fight.
Oh yeah,
going to have a boxing match.
Well, they want. Biden says I could take him out, and Trump says, "Oh yeah, they're going to go at it."
Tell you what, his administration.
Biden had made a very good point. If he was running against him, he would have never stopped hitting him over the head with the grabbing the women stuff. He would have kept that going, and Hillary shut up about it.
He's making my administration look really good, isn't he? Yeah. Running that 3-ring circus.
Were you ever challenged to a fight?
I was in a whole bunch of fights in my lifetime, but I only lost one. That's when I slipped running around the corner.
What? Never mind.
Because I ran away from all the fights. I lost one because I slipped, fell.
So I told Reavers this story earlier. About 6 weeks ago, when the bride and I were actually at home together the last time, I said, "Where the heck's the dental floss? Do we have any dental floss in this house anywhere? I need a little dental floss."
Where is the Minnesota house?
Right here, yeah. And she said, "No, I don't know where it is." So I looked in a couple of drawers and didn't find it. Moral of the story is the bride has a sister who she occasionally bribes to come and help her out, organize things. Because Katie's goofier than I am as far as
really. You're telling us that? Okay.
Disorganized, yeah. So apparently Trish was organizing while we were in Florida. So I come back today, and this thing there's boxes full of this thing and this thing, and now I get to the dental floss.
There's a compartment now.
We have. I told him today. We could have provided for the British soldiers at Dunkirk as they waited to see if the Germans were going to blow them up or not. All the dental floss they could have possibly ever need. We got flavors. We got packages.
Wax, wax.
We've had some of this stuff's got to be older than the house. We got, honest to God, we got 7 pounds of dental floss.
Where the hell was it?
I don't know.
This is why you needed an organizer.
We got an organizer now. Yeah, I'm going to go around and hey, you want some dental floss?
You know, the way you phrased it to me earlier, too, I thought that it's very important to point out that you said if they needed it in Dunkirk, not that was a high priority at the time.
Why Dunkirk came to mind?
I just thought it was trying to think of a big huddled mass of people that you'd give that might want to floss their teeth and, maybe to distract them from what else was going on there. I don't know. But all kinds. And by the way, it appears that I will not have, next time I wear out a toothbrush, I don't have to go to Walgreens to get a new one because there's at least 10 of them that are packaged that are still sitting. Yes.
What the hell? I'd like to have her come over to my house.
I don't know what the hell we do, man. It's there's incredible amounts of those kind of things now in little.
And you're not a messy person. You're kind of neat. That's why I can't.
I don't know.
Figure out why you found
you
so much stuff.
don't share a desk with him, do you?
Well, my desk is pretty good. I'm not
if you
bad.
Like pizza uncrusted onto the surface.
Food, yeah. Well, food. That's okay. Yeah.
But the stapler's put away. The
papers, the stapler's in the middle, and the papers are everywhere. The worst part about you being back, Patrick, is one less parking spot.
That is true.
Yeah, you should be indoors with the rest of the adults.
Are you going back?
No, I'm home.
Well, are you going to go back at some point this summer, aren't you?
No,
Just for the hell
in
of
the
it?
summer in Fort Myers. Why the hell would anybody go back there?
Walk
in the
into
summer?
any restaurant you want, no reservations needed.
Still nice on Memorial Day.
Too many creepy crawlers.
Yeah.
Only the
did-
cold-blooded go down there in the summer, Joe.
I did make an observation, though, that some people found odd, but this really impressed me the other day. It was early in the morning. I was driving somewhere, and there was a dead armadillo in the middle of the road.
That's a song title.
And there were 5 turkey buzzards there.
Oh, waiting.
They swoop in, have a little breakfast, and then as soon as the car came, they get up and fly away. And I said, boy, they got the low-maintenance life, don't they?
Yeah.
Turkey buzzards. All you're looking for is something dead, and then you just have the time of your life.
have a banquet.
And the good thing about being a turkey buzzard is nobody's going to run over you because they're, a crow maybe, but not a turkey buzzard.
No, you got to get out of the way.
The car stops.
Right.
The car stops. So you can.
Pretty well true of most of the animal world.
You can eat all the armadillo you want and not have it bother you. It's. I said, if I'm going to come back, I want to be a turkey buzzard.
All right. Well, got to fly away. You don't really have a predator.
fly.
Nobody's going to eat you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there are no predators.
I mean, maybe a croc, but you're on the ground and you're already aware, so
Yes,
you're just going to get out of there.
Yeah, I don't know whatever kills one.
Is there a croc in your estate area?
There's supposed to be some gators, but I haven't seen any. There's some big ponds there, and when my nieces were down there last year, they said they saw one in one of the big ponds, but I haven't seen one.
The only thing you have to fear if you are a turkey buzzard is mongoose.
Fear itself.
Mongooses. Nobody knows what kind of animals
What is
these
these
is.
animals?
What is these animals?
These
It has been
mongooses?
said about
Mongooses aren't afraid of anything. They aren't
No.
afraid of
Well,
anything.
as Snoop
Don't
played
punk
out, Snoop said,
Don't
look,
punk a
cuz,
croc.
we got to punk this
They
croc.
eat
we got
snakes,
fungus
don't they? Don't mongooses eat
Who
snakes?
wins
Yes.
in a mongoose honey badger fight?
Oh, man.
What is
wins
a
out?
mongoose? Is
Wins
that a
out?
bird?
What is these animals?
What is these mongooses?
It's a rodent.
And you make fun of me for being rural. Yeah, it's a bird. It's a flying
Kenny,
mongoose.
did you ever?
What is a
Kenny, did
mongoose?
you
Holy
ever?
crap.
I
Kenny,
can't picture it.
did you ever see a badger in the wild?
Yeah, I've
Because
caught them.
they're
I've
very rare.
No, I've dealt with them, Patrick.
They're supposed to be the meanest SOBs that ever lived.
I caught one once in a fox set, and that thing started lunging at me when I was 100 yards away.
was not.
As soon as he saw me, he was on full
You
attack.
caught the fox in a what?
A badger.
In a
Caught
fox set.
badger.
A fox set?
Oh God, here we go.
They do these things, mongooses. They stand up.
What are they?
Joe asked
They're
if
like
they fly.
They're a
Like
member
the
of the
flying
cat family.
monkeys in Wizard of Oz. Yeah, they're evil, Joe.
You know,
they
most
fly.
people call them traps, but no, I got a fox in my set.
No,
and it
no,
was-
no, dum-dum. You can't even make fun of me right. You gotta have at least one or two facts correct in
Okay.
order to make fun
Well,
of
you
the
got
guy.
the badger in a fox set.
In a
Yes.
fox set, and a set
Trap
means
set
it was
for a
set for fox.
And as we learned in the Bud Light commercial, when I was going to Octomocty, they said, wear the fox hat. Right.
Where are you
See,
going?
it all makes
Octomocty?
sense.
How
Where
about
the fox hat?
coyotes? That's what we should be killing.
super
now. That's
super smart.
That's
really
what
hard
we
to
should be
catch.
working on.
They're all over St. Paul.
They're
Good
all-
news
They're
for you.
everywhere.
The really good guys can catch the coyotes.
Let's get some.
Who are the good guys?
They're really smart suits. Even if you can catch fox,
So
on
are
a
fox.
if you can catch fox on regular basis, you still can't catch a coyote.
I love the people that live out by me that just let their cat and dog outside in the middle of the night. Like, are you that dumb? They're practically living in our backyard.
What if I caught a coyote in a fox set?
The guy that hosts
That doesn't work
the guy who hosts
Keep
the
trying.
K-Fan show at this time, they live out in a little countryside in a big wooded area.
Yeah.
And there's some coyotes out there. And
What's the caveman show?
The neighbor. Oh my God! The K-Fan show.
Oh, I thought you
And
said
the,
caveman show.
The neighbor's dog.
It kind of is. It kind
is
of
that,
is.
like
The
4
neighbor's
so far in
dog.
the last
They got
10
into
minutes?
the neighbor's dog out there. They had to listen to the.
the whales.
They had to listen to the slaughter. It had to be.
Believe it or not, Such the coyote actually have thinned down the red fox population.
Oh, yeah.
That's how
Foxes are
smart.
scared to death of them.
That's how smart and quick the coyotes
Say,
are.
Sports Talk will return in just a moment, but now thanks to our great friends in Owatonna, Minnesota at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal, and you ain't got much money left.
I do not. Patrick, you still there?
Yes,
do you know what turkey buzzards use when they travel?
No, I don't.
Carry-on luggage.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Bruce.
I wrote that joke when I was like 10. Stocks tumbled today, a very bad day for the market. Investors are concerned again that some new tariffs, this time against China, would further fan the threat of a trade war. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 724 points, closing at 23,957, nearly 3% today. The Nasdaq Composite lost 178 points. The S&P 500 fell 68, and the S&P is now in negative territory for the year, joining the Dow Industrials. Cargill has officially started producing EverSweet, a zero-calorie next-generation sweetener made with two of the sweet compounds found in the stevia leaf known as Reb M and Reb D. Cargill said EverSweet will help meet the demand for a low-calorie, high-intensity sweetener option. Spring is here, and to celebrate, General Mills is rolling out Peach Cheerios for a limited time. The cereal is made with real peach puree with no artificial colors or flavors. Peach Cheerios will join some of the other limited edition Cheerios, including strawberry and chocolate peanut butter. I'm Bruce Vail with your money now on 1500 ESPN.
You sound like you've been crying.
I've eaten one thing today, and if I'm not having an allergic reaction to that, I must be coming down with something.
You better find your replacement for tomorrow, and we'll talk on Monday.
There's a monkey around here somewhere.
Yeah, all right. See you, man. Take care. We're going to check traffic here. No, we're not. Look at the time. We're going to read a sponsor to you. If we did check traffic, it'd be brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care. And Firestone Complete Auto Care is keeping you ditto 494, 100 to W, both directions clogged up there. If you're rolling between the downtowns, westbound 94, 12 minutes, eastbound 10. And we have a crash in the right shoulder, southbound 35W, just past the Franklin overpass. Here's John Haidt.
Thanks, Kenny. Cloudy and 43 degrees. Twins lose to the Yankees 2-1 today. Phil Hughes started for the Twins, went 4 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 4. The Twins will play Houston tomorrow. They did make a roster move or two today, optioning a couple of pitchers, righties Tyler Duffy and Alan Busenitz.
Supposedly they're going to get rid of somebody after the game, too, but I don't know who.
I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, they were both
That game's still going?
No, it's over. I just said that, Joe.
Oh, see, that's where the problem comes in, John, because I was just watching McElroy hit a shot from the fairway.
Oh, you're watching golf.
Johnny, that was a nice lineup your Yankees brought down to that capacity crowd at Hammond Stadium who sold that game out about a month ago because they were going to get to see the Yankees. The only guys missing were Judge, Stanton, Sanchez, Bird, and every other starter.
Everybody who's going to start this year is not playing. You are correct. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, did you watch the game, Patrick, or listen?
I watched parts of it.
Did you see A-Rod talking about steroids? It was fascinating.
No, I wish he'd talked to me about him yesterday when I wanted to talk to him, and he stiffed me.
Oh, what was he saying?
They started talking about Polanco, and he went into a long discourse about how he thinks Polanco so far is going about it the right way because he, meaning A-Rod, did not go about it the right way and decided when it all started to blame other people and say that he wasn't doing steroids. And he said it took him a long time to figure out he went about it the wrong way.
That's exactly what I wanted him to tell me yesterday, that jackass.
So the truth is what he's...
Yeah. In other words, at least a good version of the truth. Now, we're not sure that
What
Polanco...
an influence J-Lo must have on him, just straightening him out.
They're still together?
I tell you what, though. He was, he made the big leagues for 17 games as an 18-year-old kid, and he was smooth even then. He's always been smooth, even when he's lying.
There's just one traffic item I neglected here. It's westbound 694 jamming up just past 35W. It's due to a crash on the right shoulder just past Silver Lake Road.
Now, one other baseball note, and I'll be darned if I can figure this out. The Cincinnati Reds have claimed Kenny Vargas off waivers from the Twins. What are they going to do with him?
Makes no sense. They got the best first baseman probably in baseball. Joey Votto, he plays every game, and Kenny can't play anywhere else, and there's no DH in the National League. So I think they're just going to put him back on waivers and hope he clears so they can send him to AAA.
Is this an Alex thing? How come you guys don't call him by his real name, Kenny's? Kenny's. I mean, I'm looking at him trending on Twitter right now, and it's Kenny's.
Because there's a lot of people named Richard who we call Dick. We don't call you Kenneth, we call you Kenny. It's just...
Kenny's wondering, Pat, why the S isn't pronounced.
Yeah, Kenny's.
Well, it is, but we just call him Kenny because he answers to it. That's why.
So it's not a personal preference of his.
That's the name. That's the way he was named in Puerto Rico, right?
Speaking of the Dick and Richard thing, I have people down in your area, Fulda, and they know your dad as Dickie. He said,
"Boy, they'd have to be old though."
They are.
I never heard him called Dickie.
Oh, really? Because everybody's
some of his buddies did.
They called him Dickie. Dickie Royce.
Well, he was the youngest brother, so maybe that was. No, he was either Richard
brother.
I wasn't going to bring up the age thing, but yes, you're right.
State boys basketball tournament. All the fun is in 3A today. We had an upset in the first game. Number 1 seed De La Salle beaten by Columbia Heights 71-69, and right now number 2 Austin is trailing Delano 51-35 with about 12 minutes left in that game. So we could have 2 upsets.
2 big upsets. Wow!
In the semis of Class
6
3A.
straight De La Salle had won.
Yep. Class A basketball today in the quarterfinals. Mayor Lutheran defeated Mahnomen Waban 71-40. Russell Tyler Ruthden beat Hinckley Finlayson 87-70. Finlayson, sorry. Yeah. And Northwoods leads Heritage Christian Academy 30-15.
What schools does Northwoods represent? What towns does Northwoods represent, John? Do you know?
I have no idea.
That's the trouble with you. I'd rather have the hyphens. At least you know where the hell they are instead of Sibley East. Okay, what's that mean? There is no town, Sibley East. Who the hell are you? Identify yourself.
North and Woods.
North and Woods.
I have no idea who Northwoods is.
Well,
news notes from today. A push to extend DWI penalties to snowmobiles and ATVs is getting strong support at the Capitol. Under current Minnesota law, DWI penalties restricting driving privileges only apply to a car or truck. A bill that would change that was heard this morning in a committee in the Minnesota House. It would revoke driving privileges for snowmobiles and ATVs for a driver convicted of DWI in any vehicle.
Why are we doing this, John?
It was because of the death of that 8-year-old that was hit by a snowmobile.
Well, how are you going to? I think it's a great idea. How are you going to enforce it?
Well, there's DNR officers out on snowmobiles.
Oh.
From the Pioneer Press, a teacher who alerted authorities about that possible gun at Como Park Senior High yesterday overheard the student telling friends he planned to, quote, bust another teen's head off. Jeez. She also reportedly heard him mention a gun. That tip led police to pull 16-year-old Darian Isaiah Gresham Coates from his classroom yesterday morning as they patted him down. A loaded black handgun was found tucked into his waistband. Wow. The teen was charged with 2 felony counts of being a minor in possession of a firearm for the incident. School resource officer at the high school also recalled that Gresham Coates was involved in an altercation on school property about 3 weeks earlier with another person who was not a student at the school. And he said he was upset about the incident because he ended up getting suspended for it. He was arrested with what they're calling minimal disruption after the 9mm handgun was found on him. Police also determined the gun was loaded with hollow point bullets, which are known to have a higher degree of lethality.
John, what's a resource officer?
What was his punishment? He had to go shoot baskets?
Is that the cop?
Yes, the cop at the school. School. This is a tough one.
What was it? Oh, that wasn't a legitimate question, Joe?
No, but the St. Paul schools practice this BS of differing consequences for different actions, and they bought into some BS, but that they're going to be less harsh on people.
Yeah, if you're a minority, we don't want to suspend you because then you'll just become a statistic.
Do you know what the punishment was, John?
Well, he got arrested
from the school. I don't know.
But
he was charged.
So he wasn't like expelled or anything? I mean,
he should be.
This happened yesterday. There was a gun that they found yesterday. So I'm sure
he's been charged.
Yes, he's been charged legally, but the school, I don't know, Kenny, what the school did. Okay?
That's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. This is a tough one. A Monticello teen driver's license test ended when she crashed into the building housing the license center, injuring the examiner.
Oh, well, that's too bad. How bad she hurt him?
17-year-old behind the wheel was taking a test.
I think otherwise it's funny. If
you want to take your clap back until you know.
I mean, if the guy's in the hospital with a fractured skull, then I take back the clap.
They're not life-threatening injuries. Okay, let's put it that way.
All right. I love bad drivers who are taking their license test.
The 17-year-old behind the wheel was taking her test at the exam station and inadvertently put the vehicle in drive instead of reverse, according to police. Department said the vehicle lurched.
She was nervous.
Lurched forward and went over the curb and hit the building. The building sustained what they are calling significant damage. The 60-year-old examiner was taken to the hospital for injuries that are not life-threatening. They say there will be no charges in this case.
As I've said a dozen times, nothing will ever top the Michael Ricey quick stop when 5 or 6 empty beer bottles came out from underneath the passenger seat. My old man just would put his beers underneath the seat. And the guy gave him the test. Why don't we just try this again in a couple weeks? Yeah. Drive her on back. Tell your old man to take the beers out of the.
And not all old people are bad drivers.
This building cut me off.
Follow up to a story we've talked about a couple times, actually. The death of a Swedish journalist aboard a Danish inventor's submarine was no accident. She was either strangled, drowned, or had her throat slashed, according to the coroner.
Yeah.
Christina Jacobson's testimony in Copenhagen District Court refuted sub-builder Peter Madsen's claim that Kim Wall died when his do-it-yourself vessel filled up with toxic fumes. Jacobson said on the third day of Madsen's murder trial, what we think happened is that the airways were totally or partially cut off. That would either be due to strangulation, throat cutting, or drowning. Asked by defense,
didn't he cut her up in pieces and throw
he
her?
did.
Yes.
Asked by defense lawyer Bettina Huld Ungemark whether Wall's body showed signs of strangulation, Jacobson answered no.
Yes. Okay, keep going.
Citing an autopsy report from October, the coroner said there were no signs of exhaust gases in the tissue, no signs of heat damage to the respiratory system that would have indicated Wall died from any toxic fumes, like the inventor said. Jacobson stressed that Wall's body had been in the water for some time and evidence could have vanished. Madsen has admitted to dismembering the 30-year-old freelancer's body, tossing the parts at sea after he invited her aboard last August for a profile she was writing.
Some issues.
I was going to say this is a pretty good sign of guilt. I don't think we have to do these other tests.
Exactly. If he cut her up and tossed her overboard, who cares how she died?
Yeah.
I mean,
she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. You killed her. Next case.
I hope the next story, John, is a little brighter. This up here?
Yeah, you got that big, huge nipple base going. Like this. Fingers extended.
Who is this? Who is this?
George Benson? Reason.
Love the Eagles.
Not really a sports item, but it happened at an NBA game. You may have seen this. Various tapes and pictures show two women eating right from a jar of mayonnaise.
I saw this.
Oh!
Yeah.
What was that about?
And I saw a great caption, too, John. Did you see the caption?
Which one?
These are serial killers. They're eating mayonnaise with a spoon out of the jar.
Yeah.
At a basketball game?
Yeah.
It was a Sacramento game.
Are you sure it wasn't a gag? There was like whipped cream or something.
Well, that's
in
what
there?
some folks are saying. Perhaps they threw
I
yogurt
hope, Kenny.
or something in there.
Yeah.
How did they know somebody was going to find them?
They were seated
doing
very close to the court side,
Okay.
and you couldn't miss it.
So they were looking for attention.
I'm sure there's 4 or 5 cameras that probably caught it.
Plus, how do you bring in a jar of mayonnaise? Isn't that kind of stuff they screen for?
I would think.
Yeah, because it was a big jar of Hellman's.
Not supposed to do that.
John, were they butter hogs or what are we talking
No,
here?
they were both very
attractive
attractive.
young women.
Yeah, they were very attractive. They were agitators. That's
Were
what
they
were.
Butterface?
John
were
doesn't know what that
agitators.
means.
They were agitated.
Yeah.
ESPN.
We don't know anything about that, do we, Pat?
ESPN's caption was, there's food you can put that on when they showed the game.
That's a funny caption.
That's good stuff.
Good.
That's a big issue in the Ricey household too. I made we had one of the chickens. I cut up a chicken last night and made chicken salad that you put on a toast.
Sure.
But the level of mayonnaise I prefer is a little higher than what the wife does, and that leads. That's enough mayonnaise.
Does that result in an argument?
Yes, it does. Too much mayo.
I wonder if the Krabby Coffee Shop shouldn't serve sandwiches the way we like them, not the way you like them, punk.
So does it come to a point where you've got to make 2 separate, I guess, dishes? Batches, yeah. 2 different batches then? One with light mayo and heavy mayo?
She won last night. She won. What the hell? I was leaving town. I thought I might as well give her a last good impression.
I am meeting you in the middle.
You win this one,
You
David.
win this one, honey.
And as the chicken was on the rotisserie, did you take some dental floss and tie those teeny little legs together?
We have it if we need it, I'll tell you that.
A Florida man has been reunited with a kitty cat he lost 14 years ago.
No chance.
No,
Was
I don't
it
buy
dead
this
or
story.
alive?
I don't buy this.
It was
Was it
alive.
carcass or
Perry,
what?
no.
Nope.
Oh, look, mittens.
Perry Martin of Fort
All
Pierce.
skanky and no fur and frothing at the
gross.
mouth.
Coughing constantly.
One leg missing.
Perry Martin of Fort Pierce
I'm
said
back.
One ear.
he had assumed his orange tabby name.
Love me, master.
Tabby named Thomas Jr. or T2 for short had died in traffic, he
Oh,
assumed.
this is BS.
Martin moved in with a friend after Hurricane Jean clobbered the state in 2004. A few days later, T2 escaped the home, never came back.
Yeah.
Martin had T2 implanted with a microchip in 2002. Never got any news of the
How the
missing.
hell old is this damn cat?
Never had
That's
any.
why this is fake.
Never had news of his missing pet until a Martin County Animal Services officer called him March 9th and said T2 was in a shelter in Palm City.
Okay, wait a minute. The cat didn't wander back and say, "Hey, I found you." They had to call him and say, "We found your cat."
Right.
Yeah, but it's
Well, that
we got
doesn't
it at
count.
least 16 years old. That's
You
what
know,
I want.
Well, and it's been 14 years since he lost
Maybe
it. That
there's
would
a
be-
reason
That would be
the
the
cat,
hook of the story.
The cat ran away. Can't you just let it be gone? It doesn't want. It left because of this guy, and now he's got to go back to him.
Martin,
they serve no purpose.
Martin said he
It's
initially...
like escaping from Charles Manson. The authorities pick you up and bring you back to Charles Manson.
Martin, oddly enough, if you look at the picture of the fella, the
Wasn't that
Charles
happy to
Manson
see.
thing, that's not a bad analogy. Martin said he initially thought the call was too crazy to believe. They were reunited last week at the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast in Florida.
Something lascivious is going on there.
This story, we're very near the end. That's all I'm going to say. A group of American exchange students in Italy caused a fire after trying to cook pasta without water.
Over?
Yeah.
Did you say over?
When it's over.
What, they think they could grill it?
But they're from Italy?
No, they're American.
Oh.
The three 20-year-old women purchased a package of pasta from a store while studying in Italy, placed it directly in the pot, and lit the stove, causing the pasta to burst into flames within minutes.
Boy, I bet those guys that had the ragu thing, they just missed out. It wasn't the ragu. It would have been pasta noodles without water.
The students said, "We put the pasta on the fire without the water. We thought it was cooked like that." Firefighters got...
Wow. How do they fill out taxes
How
every
did they
year?
manage to get to Italy?
Right.
Firefighters arrived at the scene to extinguish the blaze and told the exchange students they also weren't aware that boiling water was required to cook pasta. Florentine chef Fabio Picci sought to right the issue by offering the women 4 hours of Italian cooking lessons in one of his restaurants.
Wow. You cannot be that stupid.
I'm afraid so.
I don't think I've believed any of the stories you've trotted out today.
I think John just said, "To hell with it. I'm going to make up some good
Just
ones."
sitting
today.
back there in my cubicle making up stories.
There's no way they'll believe this crap.
A frisky couple shocked young children at a school playground in Ohio when they reportedly got a little too playful outside. 23-year-old Jacoby Schmidt and Ashley Corelli, 22, were allegedly caught Sunday afternoon having sex within view of a dozen kids at Walker Elementary School in Canton, Ohio.
Wait a minute.
What was a Sunday?
you.
What are
Please,
they doing?
Thank
in
you.
school?
Okay.
Thank you. I was hoping somebody would ask.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Authorities said they received a 911
Can't
call.
make love on a Sunday? That's
No,
what
why were the
Sundays
kids
are
in
for.
school?
Oh, the kids.
Kenny. Authorities said they got a 911 call that the
I thought it
couple
was a Catholic thing. I'm like, whoa, this is new.
had exposed themselves to the kids.
during
and
Lent.
numerous
Can you buy your way out of this one?
When deputies got there, the pair continued to fool around, and Corelli repeatedly bared her breast to the police and other witnesses in the area.
Oh, alcohol involved. huh?
Yeah, I was just going to say, did we have some...
Sunday fun day.
Couple told authorities they didn't know they couldn't have sex near the elementary school, and they claimed they weren't aware they had an audience.
Where's she on the Matrix, Reeves?
Oh, I believe she'd probably. Well, Maybe not in the no-go
When you're
zone.
flashing the cops, you got to be no-go.
That's true.
No, she's on the give me her phone number right now. Let's go here.
Yeah, those cops will come by and do a follow-up.
After
Can't blame them.
After getting dressed, Schmidt and Corelli were arrested on suspicion of public indecency and disorderly conduct. Both were booked at the Stark County Jail in Canton.
All righty.
Well, I don't know, John.
They should have done it on the Pro Football Hall of Fame steps, and they would have been fine.
There you go.
Of roster decisions today, and we will reveal them at the top of the hour when we come back here. They did a lot of stuff. They cut two guys before. I mean, they sent two guys to the minor leagues, Duffy and Bucetich, before the game, but then they did a bunch of stuff after the game. So
when will the final roster be set?
They are awaiting news on Sano. Mm-hmm. But they told Eric Ibar that he was not going to make the team today. So if somehow Sano ends up getting suspended for 5 games or some such thing, then they might have to call this Nick Gordon kid back up here because they'd be short of infielders. So.
They break camp Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, and it's really silly. They go to Washington for one game, which will draw 8,000 people, and they leave Sunday and they only play one game between then and opening day Thursday.
Right.
I should have stayed in Florida. The hell with going to Washington.
The season opens a week from today.
And I don't know, is Baltimore, the Northeasters been hitting them or they've been going on by?
Not as bad as it's been hitting the other areas. And then 2 weeks from
2 weeks from today, 3 o'clock.
Today, 3 o'clock, they're here.
Station 280, 5:30 to 7:30, Dos Equis viewing party. 280 and Como. Station 280 will be there from 5:30 to 7:30.
1500 ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring after 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability. Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your number one source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.